Good day, sir. I'm Ui Jie. Today we are going to present the company for this assignment is Apple Inc. Pan Jiaying will be talking about the background of the company.
In this slide, I'm going to talk about the background of Apple Company. Apple Company is a global firm that was founded by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak on 1st of April 1976 and is based in Cupertino, California. Apple Company designs, manufactures, and markets smartphones, tablets, personal computers, portable and wearable devices. The company also offers software and related services, accessories, networking solutions, and third-party digital content and applications. Apple's product portfolio includes iPhone, iPad, Mac, iPod, Apple Watch, and Apple TV. It offers various consumer and professional software applications such as iOS and macOS. The firm maintains several retail stores known as Apple Store, which are available both offline and online. Here is the SWOT analysis for Apple Company. Firstly, Apple's strength was its inventive product and distinctive design. Apple's capacity to build its software and hardware and other goods helped it rank near to the top of the food chain. Aside from that, Apple's pricing point was a drawback. Many individuals are upset about the Apple's outrageous pricing. Despite its customers being regular smartphone users, the product has only been able to attract a select group of people due to the high price margin. Next, brand loyalty is an opportunity for Apple. Apple has built a premium image in the minds of buyers that is connected with style, status, and customization, which has increased its sales. Lastly, rising in market share and market competition were identified as challenges to Apple Company. Despite the fact that Apple has identified itself as a reliable brand, it is up against brands like Samsung. In today's environment, Apple Company is like many other major and small organizations, faces complicated and significant difficulties. In this slide, we are going to talk about the modern slavery issues in Apple Company. The modern slavery issues that happen in Apple included some suppliers have poor working conditions within their organization or factory. This has caused employees chemically poisoned, and the sufferer complained that the remuneration granted by the firm for the health harm was insufficient. Next, it also found that at least 55 of the 102 foundries broke Apple rules that employees could not work more than 60 hours per week. The long working hours has led to a bad impact on employees' health and the employees' suicide rate rise. Moreover, the factory also hired child labor in their factory. Given this knowledge, Apple's employee safety and health messaging looks to be dishonest and not real.
Hi, good morning to everyone. I'm Cheng Yu Wei, and I'm here to present the operation management issue of Apple and the solution by using the product life cycle. Before I talk about the issue, let me explain what is product life cycle. Product life cycle is the stages a product goes through in the market as it enters, builds, and exits the market. During the research, it showed Apple are facing shortage of staff and modern slave issue. As iPhone 13 developed and available in September 2021, but the orders not fulfilled due to there are not enough workers to work. Media has reported Apple involved in modern slavery issue which this happened in their workplace, health and safety at China supplier. Based on the evidence that show working conditions at Foxconn, which is the largest producer of Apple products with about 1.3 million employees along with other Apple producers. Foxconn had its first serious social responsibility problem in 2010 when employees on the assembly line who tried to commit suicide. About 18 tried suicide and 14 died. The media have interviewed several workers in Shenzhen and Shanghai who say that it's normal to hear someone committing suicide, complaining about long working hours and high turnover rate. Those employees who work for a year and the management is still harsh even after the media report the issue and it does not have any changes. Apple's service and product process design is a competitive process design among the competitors. Besides that, maintenance is also a good process design among the competitors. Apple manages maintenance through dedicated maintenance team. For Intense, the corporation employs separate maintenance teams for each of its locations. As Apple is in a maturity stage, they need to maintain a competitive position in the market by developing new products. By developing new products, Apple has their own design process. In this process, the manager will come up with an idea for creating a new product and discuss or brief the information about it. Once the beta product is created, both the engineering product manager and global supply manager will bring it back to the Cupertino for executive review and feedback. The product is then returned to China to apply these reviews. This process can be frequently repeated over and over again to meet Apple's high quality standard. The last stage is the packaging of the product is designed and tested on a new sample. The way the packaging is opened is strictly tested in order to give the best experience for their new consumer.
Hey guys, I'm Terence and I'm going to talk about the Hayes and Wheelwright model. So basically what Hayes and Wheelwright does is they devise a concept for manufacturer's transformation from a failing phase to a successful industry. As for stage 1, the operational function is constantly handling issues. It does not have an impact for the company, but at this stage, the operational aims to meet a minimum standard because they do not have high capabilities, therefore it reduces the contribution to the company. As for stage 2, the operation department will evaluate the performance with other competitors to move out of the stage 1. When comparing its result of its competitors, the company should be able to discover and implement the best industry practices. It starts to get a professional stage where their clients across the country are willing to work with them, and they also have the best system of problem solving and hiring more employees in a different department. An operational strategy is connected and generated from the business strategy in stage 3. This indicates that the operational performance targets are in the line of complementary for the business objectives, implying that the operation may use to obtain a competitive advantage if the company follows the industry best practices in operation. Then it will have a far better chance of gaining a competitive advantage. But in stage 4, organization is vastly different from any other previous levels. Its operation excellence serves as the foundation for its business strategy, usually creates its own system and operation capabilities known as the production system or lean manufacturing. So, Apple will be considered as stage 3 organization because they consume factors that match the success in developing an effective business strategy. Apple's general strategy and aggressive growth are inextricably linked to the organization marketing, selling and other business incentive. In stage 3, Apple's decisions are screened to ensure they are aligning with company's competitive strategy. So Apple's generic approach as the highest valuation company right now, as in $2.8 trillion, demonstrate that it is the main factor of competitive advantage versus rivals like Samsung, Google, and Amazon. The other factor that Apple uses is consistency in production. It sought through a carefully planned series of investment and system modifications throughout the times. Apple teams are advancing their environment efforts, proving that generally sophisticated manufacturing must benefit the community and the environment. And the other factor which makes Apple suitable for stage 3 is because they focus on long-term events and trends that might have impact manufacturing capacity to adapt the demands of other sections of the organizational Apple. So Apple is famous for its innovative nature, which helps the company to improve phenomenally, and they will distinct goods like iPhone and iPad that achieve widespread market approval and the consumers receive an exceptional value that exceeded their expectations. So moving on, Apple has an excellent operational strategy that helps its operational performance such as stage 2 and stage 3, where Apple performs successfully to acquire a competitive edge over its competitors. So for example, Apple's operation management is constantly stretching their goods, so the majority of people now associate Apple with high quality electronic equipment. So the consumers are constantly satisfied with these criteria, which includes its design, innovative development, and marketing and customer service. So the fact that Apple can stay ahead of these competitors is the company's ability to embed uh, the innovation into devices that utilize the same operating systems. So this enables Apple to reduce the production development risk, timeline, and cost, allowing the company to consistently release new products while maintaining ahead of its competitors. So yeah, thank you.
As mentioned before, the issue faced by Apple that focused on this research was modern slavery issues. There are a few recommendations that are prioritized from the solutions. Firstly, Apple can attempt to increase the company-owned technological level, pick suppliers with high technological levels to collaborate with, or even offer some new high-tech equipment. This is because when the company technological level and technology usage rise, contemporary slavery difficulties may be successfully remedied. Modern slavery concerns are simply difficulties that arise as a result of employees' overtime problems or excessive work hours without receiving a decent compensations. Besides that, to combat the spread of modern slavery, Apple may refuse to work with firms that have this problem. This can successfully prevent or limit the spread of contemporary slavery difficulties. Preventing the problem from spreading to Apple, Apple can also supply staff with training. Because one of the grounds of contemporary slavery is that employees have a poor level of education. Providing training is the greatest option for Apple to expand their workers' understanding of the organization. Improved knowledge level within the firms can successfully prevent the occurrence of modern slavery, because as people's knowledge level grows, so does their capacity to assess others who are hostile or unfair to them. To conclude, modern slavery is probably one of Apple Inc.'s most difficult corporate social responsibility concerns. While Apple has demonstrated its efforts and emphasis on corporate social responsibility, no firm is immune to paradoxes and controversies regarding to its behavior. Apple's primary focus should be to equip workers with adequate system, treatment, and support. Although Apple is forthcoming about its supply chain, it must examine how these defects may hurt an organization's reputation and reduce lost sales and money. Greater efforts are necessary to demonstrate societal care not only by contributing to environmental and social well-being through socially responsible acts, but also by providing evidence of these efforts to improve and control their supplier responsibility processes.
In conclusion, during this assignment, I faced poor communication which I do not understand what we need to do in this assignment, and to overcome it, I frequently ask for help or question to my group member if anything I don't understand. From this assignment, I also learned how Apple managed to solve the issue when it occurs and how they maintain the competitive position in the market.
While we are doing our assignment, we mostly discuss separately using direct message rather than using the group chats. After we combine our work, we only find out that there are some problems in the assignments. Fortunately, we were able to solve the problem before the submissions of assignment. Throughout the assignment, I learned that how a company applied the operation strategy and when it applied. I also learned that the importance of operation management to a company.
When we first started the assignment, we distributed the task directly. Our lack of communication resulted in a lack of clarity. We misunderstood what each other meant. In result, we need to spend more time to complete this assignment. In this case, I have learned that when doing group work, it is important for us to let the team member know what we expect from each other, such as the expected outcome of every paragraph. Fortunately, we have set earlier due date and the problem file when we combine all the paragraphs into the share file. Then we had a more in-depth discussion on WhatsApp. As a result, we solved the problem together. Other than that, in this assignment, I have learned that even very famous and successful companies can have operation management issues, and also understand the importance of operation management to a company.
So the challenges we face is that we're not communicating very often, and this leads us to have some miscommunication about the details of the assignment. So thankfully we had set up a cross date earlier so that we have time to do any correction. So how do we overcome this? That is, we communicate more often and delegate who and which part are we going to solve. So personally, I actually learned in this assignment is that how can big companies uses the operation management in the real world, and how every company needs the operation management.
That's all for our presentations. Thank you.